Welcome back to Odom's Homestead down here in Zone 7A, Tennessee. Thank y'all for tuning in once again. Today I'm gonna be showing y'all how I'm utilizing my time during this fall and how I prune my grapevines. Yeah, so let's get into it. One of my things that I want to try to do more of is create more of my own soil. So I'm utilizing this time by collecting all my fall leaves and grinding them up, adding with some of my grass clippings and some of my unfinished compost that I have, and yeah, making soil, and also using it to create new areas. What I did here is I put cardboard down, wet it down thoroughly, then I added some comfrey leaves, then I added some shredded up leaves, then I added whole leaves on top of it, and then my next step will be adding compost and wood chips on top of that. My thinking is, yeah, wood chips robs your soil of nitrogen for a while. So I'm thinking with the comfrey leaves and the leaf compost, that'll put back into it so it won't rob it that much. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Let's get over here to these grapevines. Stuff is growing up so much over here. There's comfrey all over. You can barely see it's a blueberry bush here. Comfrey up everywhere. Everywhere. I use a lot of peroxide to sterilize my equipment when I'm pruning. Just because peroxides have so much, it's an anti-fungus and it also promote root growth. So yeah, that's what I use. And when I'm pruning my grapes, first I want to cut off anything dead that you see. Anything dead that you see. If you running it on a line, you want to stop it where you want to stop it at. Just clip it right there. And then I kind of utilize the space routine. I want it probably about 2 finger widths apart. Just don't create much cluster. And then I'll leave one, two buds on each one so that new growth, because you know grapes, they form grapes on the new branches that comes out of them buds. So that's why I do that. Like it's just dead and hanging down. I'm gonna take that all the way off. This one I'm gonna cut. It's got more than 2 buds. It actually has 1, 2, 3 buds. So I'm gonna leave that just like that. Cut that little growth off. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 buds. I'm gonna leave it like that. But this is growing inward like that. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. Anything I see that's dead growth like that, I'm gonna take that off. Well, it's not really dead. It probably would, but it'll cluster up. You see how these two are so close together and they're right there in the center anyway. I really want to take both of them off, so I am. Take them all the way back down to the nut. Trying not to let no more growth come out of that. But yeah, that's how I'm I'm doing like 2 fingerprints width apart. Anything in between I'm taking out because it just clustered up that area. Then I'm leaving 2 buds on each one. Some I'm leaving 3. It all is just how you want your grapes to grow. And whichever way that bud is pointing is where that growth gonna go. Like, let me see a good example here. Like this bud is pointing that way, so that growth will go that way. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. Any growth I see down below that I don't want, any coming up from the trunks that I don't want, I'll take off. Actually, this grapevine that I just pruned is a Concord grape that never really did that good, so I'm moving this one out this year. I can see most of my cuttings I just drop down and let them break down. And problem with that, some of them root. Then you got a bunch of extra grapevines coming up. They'll root over the winter. Then you got a bunch of new grapevines coming up. This was one that came up last year. You can see how big it is. It actually had grapes on it this year. All that growth that I don't want is way down low. Cut that off. I'm gonna move this one too. And I'm moving this one. And I'm replacing with Niagara grapes because to me they just grow better. And I want stuff that's gonna produce and give me the least problems. And I got another blue Concord grape that's supposed to grow pretty good that I'm moving over here. This is my my Lapin cherry. A lot of growth on it. I'm gonna move this one actually over in that new area I just moved right there. I'm gonna move that Bing cherry there, and I'm gonna move this Bing cherry here. I'm gonna move them over in that area. So to clear up this a little bit, these cannas, I'm moving them out. Well, not all of them. I'm separating. I'm moving a lot of them out. Leave out one. The rose bushes, taking those out of this area. You can see I already been over here pruning on my Carlos muscadine. I kind of prune it a little bit different because, yeah, it just grows crazy. And your Carlos muscadine is going to produce a lot of grapes for you. This year, not so much because something happened to it and it died back some. But it came back and it's got all this growth. And it's actually putting on some little grapes that's not going to have time to finish. So, okay, here's what it is. At least he still came back. These Nat King cherries is growing like crazy. I need to get these pruned in pretty good. These things flowered again. So I was hoping, praying, that I got some cherries, but I didn't. Oh well, maybe next year. Maybe next year. Still growing, getting a lot of tomatoes. These things are so tall, they are just hanging over now at this point. Growing back downward. Still producing a lot of tomatoes, setting a lot of tomatoes. So hey, that's a good thing. That is a good thing. I'm gonna take some of these Niagara cuttings that I got and probably some of these Carlos muscadines and probably root some. Why? I don't know. Just cause. Something to do. Yeah. Still getting a lot of tomatoes, still setting a lot of tomatoes. Still getting quite a few peppers. I'm still getting quite a few green beans. No, huge. Still got my turbo-twos running around like they crazy. Yeah, that's what we got going on down here, y'all. That's how I prune my grapevines. Hope y'all got a little bit out of it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like always, growing is my passion. Y'all stay blessed. Starting getting them cold nights, so the greenhouse is up to protect my babies. But once we start getting freezing, then I'll bring all my containers, trees in the house. The only thing being here will be my figs and the bananas that I got planted in the ground, the red ones. Maybe they'll make it. We'll see. Yeah, that's what it's looking. Got down to what, 35 last night. Supposed to get down to maybe 34 tonight. So yeah, it's about that time. About that time. Change is coming. Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As Oldham's Homestead down here in Zone 7A, Tennessee. Runs my passion. Y'all stay blessed.